and welcome to Bike Commuting 101. As Adam said, I'm Barbara Beck, board member with We Bike Rochester, and I'm a league cycling instructor certified by the League of American Bicyclists. So, slide, Adam. We start, of course, with the basic equipment, and nothing is more basic to bike commuting than the bike. There's no special type of bike you need for bike commuting, just whatever you're comfortable using and parking for several hours. So whatever you've got is probably going to work for you. Other equipment that you will need, you should most likely want to use a helmet. In Minnesota, helmets are not legally required, but they're very highly recommended. I personally know several people who have avoided serious head injuries because they wore helmets when they either got into a bike accident or took a bad fall. So protect that head. You'll need a lock. A lot of cyclists I know use what's known as a U-lock, which is a very strong and sturdy lock that is hard to break open. But other people are very comfortable using either a cable or a chain with a padlock or a combination lock. Whatever you're comfortable with, but you do need a lock. You'll also likely need a way to transport some gear. A lot of people like to put a rack on the back of their bike. There's certain carrier bags that fit on those racks, or there's panniers which hang off to each side of the rack. You can get a messenger bag, probably have a backpack. Whatever works for you. I've used several of these options over time. It just depends. Right now I'm using a bag that acts like a pannier, except that it's really easy to remove. So I just grab it when I put my stuff in it, and I get to my destination, and I just grab the bag and take it with me. I don't have to unpack anything or pack it back up. It's really nice. In addition, I have added to this list the possibility of a rear view mirror. When you are driving a car, you use your mirrors on the side and in front of you to check on traffic around you all the time. And I ride a bike like that too. Rear view mirrors come in different types. You can get ones that fit onto the handlebars. You can get some that you can stick onto your helmet. You can get some that actually attach to the side piece of your glasses if you wear glasses. Again, I've used all options. I like the helmet mirror the best because it's kind of always with you if you have your helmet. And I just feel unorganized if I don't have my rearview mirror on my helmet. A bell is really handy for notifying pedestrians or other cyclists that you're behind them and about to pass them. It's also very polite to let them know that you're going to be passing. So just say passing on the left, and hopefully they will respond to you, so they know that they've been heard. Tools and hand pump. This is more optional than the other things, I think, but just depends on if you feel that you might want to use these items. If you have a flat or something, you can carry those too if you want. Next slide, Adam, please. For evening or early morning riding when it's dark, you must have a white headlight in the state of Minnesota. This is a legal requirement. You must also have something on the rear of your bike. It can be either a red reflector or a red light. A lot of riders that I know use red lights. I do. And we tend to use them in the flashing mode so that we'll attract more attention from vehicles behind us. Also, very effective but optional, you can buy clothing that has reflective patches on it. You can buy reflective tape that you can put on a helmet or a bike frame. A lot of bikes come with reflectors mounted on the spokes of the wheels. Or you can buy small lights that you can mount on the spokes. I can't emphasize enough, more reflection stuff, anything that makes you more visible is going to make you more safe and really help out motorists. They're very upset when they catch sight of a cyclist that they can barely see. When you park your bike, you want to always lock at least the frame of the bike to a stationary object. Once in a while, I see a bike parked where it's just the front wheel is locked to the bike rack, and somebody could come along and just leave the wheel behind and take the rest of the bike away. So you don't want to do that. Also, if your stationary object is a post, you want to make sure it's tall enough that a person can't lift your bike up over the top of it. That would not be a good outcome. You're going to want to park in well-lit, high-traffic areas. There's quite a lot of bike parking around downtown in the commercial areas. There's also some tucked away in parts of the parking garages. Here's my recommendation if you're going to be bike commuting for the first time. I think you should do a little reconnaissance trip before you start. So like on the weekend, pick out a route, see if you feel comfortable on the route, and then also find a good place that you're going to want to park your bike. Next slide, please, Adam. Clothing, oh heavens. You can try all different kinds of stuff. Of course, the operative principle is layers. Over the years, I've worked out different combinations of clothing that work for me under different weather conditions. You just need to figure it out for yourself. I can't give any big advice about how many layers or what they should be made of. Here's what I do: is if I'm going to go out, I put on what I think is going to work. I go outside and I stand in the wind if there is some wind, and I see how I feel. If I feel warm, then that's probably too many layers actually, because you're going to work up a little body heat when you're cycling. So it's often a good idea, particularly if you don't want to arrive to your workplace kind of sweaty, to sort of start out a little cool in your clothing. A friend of mine said you should dress so that you're kind of cool for the first 10 minutes. If it rains, you're going to want rain gear. I recommend a waterproof rain jacket with what are known as pit zips. These are zippers in the armpits that will give you some ventilation. Most waterproof rain jackets don't provide much ventilation, and you can kind of get sweaty on the inside of the jacket then. So the pit zips really help. Gloves when it's cool, because you're creating airflow against yourself while you're riding, your hands get colder than you would expect. So you'll be probably wearing gloves riding when you wouldn't need to wear them if you were just walking. If you have baggy pants, they're baggy down by the ankles, you'll want to either get some ankle bands to fasten them down so that they don't get caught in the chain or get dirty from the chain. There's a 2-for-1 deal here, and that a bunch of types of ankle bands that you can buy actually have reflective material on them, so you can increase your visibility and keep your pants from getting caught in the chain. I want to add one other bit of advice here. It's I don't know if it's in the right place or not, but I see people wearing earbuds while they're cycling, and I really think that's dangerous. In order to stay safe when you're riding in traffic, you need to be able to hear the traffic around you. So I think it's very unwise to wear earbuds, and a full headset is definitely not advised.